footage has to be one of the most interesting genres to make. Camera-wise, the thing is always shaking and sticks to okay quality, which is justified to the audience as the said camera is being held by an actual person, but it also adds a sort of first-person perspective to the film, as if you're looking through the eyes of the protagonist and seeing what they're seeing and not just floating angles from around them. This would be the style Kane Pixels would use for his video series on The Backrooms, and my god is this great. The Backrooms is this weird dimension containing an endless maze of randomly generated rooms and other environments that started out as a 4chan post back in 2019. This first video is an amazing introduction to this universe Kane Pixels is trying to build. It starts off with some guys just recording a video in the 1990s. There seems to be nothing out of the ordinary until...
Yeah.
Whoa! The way the camera guy seems to just fall into this place is scary on its own, because lore-wise, the way people end up in the Backrooms dimension is by, well, no clipping through reality at random. There is no explanation, no warning, no chance to prepare for it. It just happens and now you're in there, wandering through this samey environment, and the audience is equally as confused as our protagonist here. The meandering around with the camera guy continues for a while, then we get our first glimpse of the creature. That moment is meant to get the audience to question themselves, to ask, did I just see that? What was that? Or is something following them? These quick moments are common in horror films, meant to get the audience confused and concerned about what could be down here. If there is anything down here, we don't know. We keep following the camera guy through some more odd places and then get more confused when we note this arrow, which means that someone with the right brain capacity and opposable thumbs is down here to make it. Then we see a face and other drawings and handprints, wordlessly confirming that there are other humans down here before the camera guy to draw the stuff. But we focus mainly on this message to remain still. Then it hits the fan. Allow me to sum up your exact thoughts when first watching this. No! Don't run! Remain still! It said stay still! Whether out loud or inside your mind, you who said this, like me and probably everybody else, completely startled by the sudden introduction of the monster, and there's no ceremony, no winding shots as it creeps around a corner and slowly turns to eye the camera guy. It's just there, and now chasing him, exactly as it would be if we were in this situation. As I said, this found footage style can give the moments within a more personal touch to it and make it feel a bit more realistic. The style also allows for the creature to remain mostly obscure, because in horror, the monster shall always remain scary the less the audience is able to see of and rationalize it. We get plenty of glimpses to get a general sense of what this is, but little else, unless, you rerun the video and to try and get a better look, but that's besides the point. The chase lasts a little over a minute and a half, yet I think we all felt it lasts longer than that, as the creature gets closer and closer and the camera guy only survives through pure luck, jumping down a hole and ending up in a different place. The creator, Kane Pixels, also follows one of the most crucial rules when making a horror film: the calm down. Once the protagonist is away from the creature, the audience has the time to take a deep breath, relax, and ask themselves what in God's name just happened. They start asking questions like, why did that thing sound like a dying animal? What was that place that reminds me of the Hall of Mirrors attraction in carnivals? How did jumping down this hole take them here? And if you're particularly observant, was that creature speaking? The calm down reprieve in horror needs to happen for the audience, because if you crank things up to 11 and just stay there, you run the risk of the audience getting used to it, and then it loses its adrenaline pumping thrill. After that, it's more of the same as the first part, more cuts and wandering around to giving us more of a view of this bizarre place, just in a different environment. until it cuts to the camera guy fleeing from the creature once more and hides. Here we get the closest static view of the monster, one that only raises the question of, what the heck even is that? But of course, this wouldn't be a horror film on YouTube if there wasn't a jump scare ending. The camera falls and ends up back in the real world, explaining how this found footage film was, well, found. The introduction video to the Backrooms universe is just so amazing. It gets us off with some intrigue and thrill, asking questions, and hungry for, well, any answers. This is what a good introduction to anything should always do. Give us a glimpse of what to expect, but just not too overwhelming, enough to hook an audience in, and Kane Pixels does so masterfully with this video. I'm not really a big fan of horror, really, but I knew I had to make a video breaking this amazing thing down. It's astounding and also a bit disheartening to know that a tight budget creation can do all this in barely 9 minutes, yet there are so many big budget projects in Hollywood that just flop. Imagine what they could do with a bigger budget. Actually, you don't need to wonder. A link to their channel is below. Check them out to see where they went from this little video to 1.4 million well-deserved subscribers. Speaking of subscribers, if you like this video and are new to the channel, hit that like button and comment your thoughts down below. Please consider checking out my other video essays, overanalyzing She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, musical analysis videos, and complex characters. You might find them enjoyable as well, and consider subscribing to my channel for more content to come.